1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Johnny Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback. Hello. Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the dress all back.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland's traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner.
Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
Whoops! I hit another button, Dom. I was starting the podcast. Well, hey everybody! Welcome to this week's installment of the 10 o'clock mock. We are back. I am GreenBean, that guy to my left. You're right, maybe? No, I think it's their left too. It's Dom C. How you doing there, Dom C?
I'm good, Bean. I'm good. Just another packed Monday of draft talk, and I love it.
Yeah, it's your gig, dude.
I know.
It's your gig. I'm so happy that we found like all these, in addition to your own channel and all this, like we found all these outlets for you to kind of, vent your research and your nerdisms, it's nice.
Absolutely.
Good.
I love it. I love it.
Like a warm blanket. So I will say, I'm excited to be here. Tonight we have a scenario for everybody that we are going to get right into we usually wait a little bit longer to kind of get here. I think this one is a likely scenario, right? Like, whether or not it happens, we don't know, of course, but Joe Douglas has traded back he's never traded back in the first, but he has traded back in the second and other rounds. So it'll be interesting to see if Joe Douglas does trade back this year, because it happens to be a year where we need some stuff, Dom, and we don't have a second. We don't have a second round pick. So it's going to be interesting. Now, that's not to say we have one tonight, everybody. We'll get into the scenario for you guys in just a second. I want to say hello to some people, if I may. So let's go to let's see who started us off. Who did it? It's Dakota again.
As always.
There it is. First, like usual, right on. Is Jay-Z here? Jay-Z didn't make it tonight. Yeah, Jay-Z's Dakota's only real competition for getting in here first. But right after him is the great Rusty Spooner. He's back. It's always a pleasure to have Rusty here. He's talking about a linebacker, Trevin Wallace from Kentucky. Underrated, 6'1", 244.
I spent a lot of time on Wallace, and I thought his film was hit or miss, but he's definitely athletic. I'll say that much.
Athletic, there you go. It's a good. So Joe Douglas likes his athletic players, so maybe. David Gans is here. Our buddy Bradigan's in the house. My good buddy Matthias Simon is back. He said, yeah, we don't have any fun if Dakota's not around. I'm with you there. What is it with there's Jay-Z. Came in like 5th. There you are. That's very respectable, Jay-Z. No problem there. It's always great to have you. He said, I think Dakota is a robot. How the heck is he everywhere?
every stream, every time. He's got to be a computer programmer and have that shit set up.
He's got it set, man. Right? He knows. Like I'm a caveman. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, how do you do it? You go to every place. I'm all manual, Dom. I don't know how to do anything automated. These guys now, everybody's like, it's so easy. Just do this to run this macro. I'm like, what the fuck is a macro? JW's in the house, along with my old buddy Tin Star. I've known Tin Star long time.
Really?
Way
I didn't know
back.
that.
Oh, yeah, way back. Greenhouse days. Matthias Simon used to run a message board called the Greenhouse. I think Tin Star may have even preceded that. Like where I originally met Matt was on the Rivals board before Rivals closed down. And that's where like Jetnation, Jets Insider, the Greenhouse all popped out of the Rivals board closing down. I've known Tin Star for decades.
Wow.
So, yeah, real cool, man. He's a great guy, knows his stuff. I didn't know he was quite as old as he is, but hey, what are you going to do, Tin Star? It just happens to the best of us.
Age is a number, buddy. Age is nothing but a number.
That's right. Aunt Jets is here talking about our reigning championship of the offseason. That's right. We're gonna fight and keep it this year. I think we'll have an exciting offseason yet again. David Gerard's in here, my good buddy. What's up, David? Lucas is here. Good to see you. Curly Norman is back. Good evening to you, sir. Three amigos. It's always good to have three amigos around. I got to meet his entire family at the first Coney Island Cyclone Jets chant. That was fantastic. Lovely kids. Mark from Asbury Park, the pizza man. He invited me over to the pizza place in Bradley Beach. Victor's wonderful pizza. If you guys have a chance, right on the border there of Asbury Park. So Mark's a good dude. Let him know you're coming. He'll take care of you, man. He's make one fresh for you, man. Youth4ia is in the house. Our good buddy Gitmo Bob's back.
Hey, Gitmo.
Got to
nice to see you, bud.
Yeah. Matt West is here. Patty Grimes. What's up, Patty? Good to see you. Aaron is here, and so many more. E-Boogie checks in. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says, who are we trading today? Well, that's a great question. Why don't we dive right in? Hello to everybody else I didn't get to. I obviously can't do that all night, but it's good to have all you guys here, Evan and AZ Jets and everybody else. So, Dom, why don't you tell everybody what our trade scenario is for tonight's mock?
Yeah, so we definitely wanted to, kind of poke and feel around what a trade back would look like. Trying to keep it realistic, and I think something like this makes a lot of sense in a couple ways. And let me go ahead and share, and I'll bring it up for everyone. Bada boom, bada bing.
Oh,
so we are trading back with the Raiders from 10 to 13. We are acquiring their 3rd round pick and next year's 4th round pick. And the value works out good. And I've actually went back and looked over the past couple drafts. And there was teams that have traded back maybe a little bit lower. Like Philly got traded up and gave up a 3rd and a future 4th to move up 3 spots. Last year there was another team 2 years ago, the same thing. They got a 3rd and a 4th in the same draft to trade up. So the numbers worked. It made sense. And for me, this, when we try to gauge what's realistic in terms of trading, the Raiders could be one of those teams that wants to trade up if there's maybe a quarterback, maybe that JJ McCarthy smoke is real and they want to go up and jump Denver to get it. Maybe they have their eyes on somebody like Fashanu if he happens to slip through 10. In real life, I don't think he will. However, I will say that this scenario is not one that's far-fetched. I think the value is right. I think the teams make sense. The Jets still move back, pick up a 3rd that can kind of subset. Now you have 2 3rds and 2 4ths. We're missing that 2nd. So to me, this all kind of just flowed nice and easy. So this is what we're going to do tonight.
I love it. Now, interestingly enough, E-Boogie would like us to go all the way out. Just get out of the 1st round, man. Get more picks and stockpile the mid-rangers. We're not going to necessarily do that tonight, I don't think. I think this is a good place to start, E-Boogie. We have some time to explore certain scenarios. I could tell you there's no doubt in my mind that we will explore a scenario where the Jets trade back, once, twice, and recoup a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to see what that looks like. Don't forget what this is all about, guys. This is not to piss anybody off or this is bullshit. It's unrealistic. It's to explore what a scenario is likely to do to the draft. That's what we're talking about. Now, we are pre-free agency, so a lot's going to change. We know that. We're pre-combine. That alone changes a bunch of stuff.
For sure.
Right, man? I mean, last year there was – who was it? It was Traylon Burks maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year was what is his name? The edge that went to Philly. He was the guy.
Oh, yeah.
From Georgia. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, dude. And he shot up the draft boards with that 40 time and the athleticism.
Yeah.
It was incredible. What the hell was his name?
Come on, chat.
Somebody throw it in there.
And he ended up going late when it was all said and done. He ended up going at the end of the first round, but he was like one of the big risers in regards to the testing at the combine.
Mid Flair's already
Nolan Smith. Thank you, E Boogie.
Nolan Smith. Thank you, E Boogie. Mid Flair's incredibly unhappy with this draft so far. Does not like a single pick we've made, Dom. This is bullshit. So you see now, look, we made the trade back 3 spots. Now, 3 spots, unless they're desperate and like banging on our door and we're saying no or something, this is good value. This is actually what it's a realistic gain from a 3-spot slide. So that's what we're going to do. Now, whether or not when we get into the second round, Dom, we got to like pause it. Don't let it run through the second.
Yeah, I changed it. I changed it to a little bit of slower speed so we can explore if we want to possibly use some of this newfound capital that we have, 2/3, 2/4, a gazillion sevenths to try to move back up. So I have it going. A little bit slower than normal. So we're ready to rock.
Yeah. So okay. Well, so let's go ahead and get this started. One Jets pod is here. I saw our buddy Hank. And
hey, what's up?
Harlan's here. Yeah, this is so great. You guys are the best, man. I'm so grateful and happy that you guys come and hang out with us every week. It's just such a good time. So we're gonna get this started. We will start the draft. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get where the hell is the stream itself? All right, I'm gonna start some polls. Get ready for the poll. So
this is an interesting one, guys.
All right.
This is an interesting one because if you look at the top, the names necessarily aren't too crazy. Obviously, Williams, May, Harrison went, Neighbors went, Bowers went to 5. That's all kind of realistic. Alt went at 6.
Wow, look at that.
Cooper DeJean, that's kind of probably a reach. Romo Dunze, Nate Wiggins, and the Raiders did trade up to get Fashanu. But then we look here. Look at 12.
Bastards. Oh. So, all right, Alt was taken?
Alt was taken.
So look at that. So that trade lost us 2 tackles. Do you see that, everybody? That little 3-spot slip lost us 2 tackles because the Raiders were jumping up to grab Fashanu, and then right before us, was that a natural pick or did they trade up as well? No, yeah, Denver was 12.
Yeah.
So they went ahead and took Wonga from us. So look at that. Now we're down to the 4th tackle. See how quick it happens, everybody.
Yeah, but interesting also, not suggesting it for the Jets.
I know what you're going to say, and that's fine. Go ahead.
Jaden Daniels was not taken in the top 12 picks.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
No, I know what you thought I was going to say.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to talk about my boy.
That's right.
My boy.
All right.
And I'm happy.
All right. So I'm going to put him up there. So for our first pick, we're going to put J.C. Latham up there. You want to put Amarius Mims up there?
Yeah.
Or Jordan Morgan or who?
No, I think Latham and Mims are probably the 2. You can make an argument for Guyton. Like I said, the talent is there. I just don't think he's the timeline fits for the Jets and Guyton. I think he's a little bit more developmental than we're going to need. So if you're talking tackles, it's got to be Latham or Mims here.
All right. Now, who are the Wild Wave says pick Jay. I'll throw Jaden Daniels up there. I'll throw him in, Dom.
Okay.
We'll see if the chat wants a quarterback.
So just so you guys know, what PFF did just recently, just by looking at this, is they adjusted their rankings. And Jaden Daniels is all the way down at 22, which is why he's not automatically being mocked into the first.
Yeah.
The algorithm just kind of kicks him right down.
What do you think about JPJ here?
Listen, here I don't know.
Talk about him just for 30 seconds, Tom, so everybody knows.
JPJ, and I'll say this: Jackson Powers Johnson is probably the single best center that I've ever scouted, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I think he's better. I think as a prospect, he's better than Linderbaum. I think as a prospect, he's better than JMS. And I was very pro JMS, if you guys remember last year.
Yeah, me too.
I don't remember. I'd be lying if I did. I don't remember where I had what's his face from Kansas City, the guy you love, Creed Humphrey. I don't remember how I had him or where I had him rated. But JPJ is legit. I mean, the power, the recovery ability, the power and the strength is there. The recovery ability, the anchor is as solid, just about as solid, if not, he's probably the second most solid anchor in this entire class next to Latham. So, power rush doesn't phase him. He doesn't even move. He doesn't need to reset. He's agile enough that I think, without a doubt, I think you can plug him in at left or right guard if you want to as well. But if you want to put him at center, he's a guy that probably is going to be an all-pro sooner rather than later.
All right. So Jackson Powers Johnson, we're going to throw him in. There's an interesting mix.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The poll is going to be up right now. We're getting 90 seconds. So everybody, where's my little timer? Everybody get your votes in. Don't forget, this is the mock where you pick it. All right. So get your voice heard by answering the poll. We have JC Latham, Amarius Mims, Jackson
Powers Johnson, and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I got jammed
you
up
spelled
there.
Jackson wrong, but that's
Did
okay.
I? That happens.
Yeah. So I know you're not voting, Bean, but of these four, which one would you go?
I would go with JC Latham.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah, with me neither. I've said it, and I'll stand on this hill. He is offensive tackle 3 for me, and the more I watch of him, the more that just gets solidified.
Franco's saying it. So you're saying JPJ is a unicorn center? Is that what you're saying essentially?
I say he's a damn good one. I'm not sure how to define unicorn, but I mean he's going to be an all-pro probably sooner rather than later. He legitimately has the ability, like Sauce Gardner did, to be all pro right from the get-go first 2 years. I'm that's how confident I am in his abilities. And listen, is a center or an interior lineman at this high for the Jets need a little bit on the wild side? Maybe, but just hypothetical. If you were able to score 2 tackles you were comfortable with in free agency, and you took JPJ, you can then play him at guard and move AVT out to tackle. You can play him at center and have AVT and Tippmann as your 2 guards, and you're rock solid up in the middle, man.
So it essentially answers to, you can fill 2 positions by drafting him. Yes. Real quick, Hennessy, the timer is up, so I'm going to end it. But Hennessy says, if this happens, JD will take Dallas. And then I see your later comment. What would I do? I would be upset, man. I would be upset. And I would, I don't know, man. You start to you just throw your hands up and you kind of lose your vigor. That's what would happen to me. Like, this needs to be a very pointed selection here. So JC Latham takes it home, Dom, with 53%. JPJ follows that, 25%. Jaden Daniels, 14%, and Mims with a 6%. So we get our tackle, JC Latham, everybody. So there you go.
Here he is. And there he goes. And we got a little bit of time because it's going to go a little bit slower than it normally does.
But when we get to the second round, guys, I'm going to ask you guys now. We'll do this poll. Should we try now? We traded back. We gained a third, and
I'll stop it right after Kansas City's pick. So we have time.
Tell me what we got again. In our trade back,
we got pick number 77, which is a 3rd round pick, and we got a 4th next year, which isn't relevant in this mock draft. So we got a third and a fourth. So right now on the board, remaining, we have 72, 77, both third-round picks, both in the higher end of the third round. And then we have picks 112 and 114, also both in the higher end of the fourth round.
So we could use, a third and a fourth, hop up into the second.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at who went after Latham, and obviously Daniels, Quinyon Mitchell, a bunch of defensive guys started going. JPJ went 20. I think that's a great landing spot for him. Brian Thomas, the receiver, is off the board. Troy Franklin, the receiver, is off the board. There goes Mims. There goes Lad McConkey, a GreenBean favorite.
Oh!
And Tyler Guyton goes at 30. So there's still a lot of firepower. Definitely a lot of, on the offensive line. Definitely a lot of wide receivers, and then you have your pick of the litter at some of the defensive guys as well.
All right. So look, there's a poll up there. I'll give it another 30 seconds. There's only 48 votes. There's almost 210 of you in here. So this is if we should attempt a trade up into the second. We gained an additional third and fourth. So, we didn't gain our fourth for this year, though. That's next year's fourth, correct?
Yeah, but we do have the fourth from Denver because I already preempted.
We have two.
Yes, we have
two. So we have 2/3 and 2/4. We're asking now, should we try to get into the second with those gained assets? So right now it's 65% yes. I see Rusty Spooner and E-Boogie saying no. But you guys got to vote. Lucas is saying, hell yeah, baby, let's do it. Let's have some fun.
So I see Wildwave asking who's on the board. I got to resume the draft to start it to look at the players that are available. That's why I went through here.
PFF doesn't give you who's left?
They do, but not when you pause it, because now you got to offer trades.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna resume it, and when you guys say stop, I'll stop, or depending on what the poll says.
Now, Tin Star, I'm a Jordan Morgan guy too. I am. I like Jordan Morgan.
Yeah, I like Jordan Morgan too. I just don't think he's on the tier of the other six in front of him. I think he's probably that next tier. I like Guyton a lot more than Jordan Morgan. I like Latham. He's my third tackle overall. I like him a ton more. I like Mims a ton more than Morgan.
No, I got him at let's see. I got Alt, Fashanu, Fuaga, Latham, Morgan. That's what I got.
Gotcha.
So I'm a little bit just one short of you, but I like Jordan Morgan too. Okay, so I'm going to end this poll. We got 80 votes. Looks like
nice.
they want to try it, Dom. Did you vote for yes?
I did.
Yeah.
Just to change it up. We have 2/3 and 2/4. We could probably, if there's a guy on the board that we like, we could probably package one of the thirds and one of the fourths and move up, or even some of these sevenths. I mean, we got 4 of them.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we try that? Why don't we try like our 77, or let's try a 5th and 2 7ths. Let's see if we can do that and get in there. This way we keep our fourths.
Well, I'm going to resume it. We're probably not going to trade up to 33, but if there's
after the 5th, 3rd.
I'm Mitchell. Sorry, there's Peyton Willis, Tampa, Keon Coleman. Okay, I'm going to pause it there because I saw some wide receivers going off.
That's right. Oh, there goes JJ McCarthy.
And I'm thinking this might be we got to go at least one more because Green Bay is not going to give us our second back. So screw them. But the Giants pick here at 47, not their first one, but their second one makes kind of sense. The Giants have some holes. They need to add some talent. So they might be willing. And again, in a deep draft, people might be willing to drop back and take an additional 3rd and 4th, something like that. So what do you say we try this Giants pick, Bean?
Let's do it.
We'll try 47, and we'll offer 77 and 187 and 226, and they're not even close to being interested. What if I did 114?
Wait. No. Leave the – is that – wait. Oh, 187's our 5th. Okay, good. No. What do you do? What, they said no?
It says this will not be accepted. So to me, that they're not interested. We can force it. I mean, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And I'll look at the trade value chart.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to look at the value here.
Okay.
So they are at pick what pick number was that?
47. 47.
All right. 47 is worth 430. We're offering them 77, which is 205.
114.
And 114, which is 66. That's only 271.
Yeah, not enough. We got to go a little lower. Okay. We'll go a little lower.
All right. Offer them yeah, I guess not. So this is high in the second, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty
high.
high. Okay.
Let's go down a few more.
Okay. What about the Eagles at 50? I'll stop it there.
There you go. Who they taking here? Okay, let me see.
Xavier Worthy. That was the guy.
Yeah. Is Leggett gone?
Leggett is. So here's who's gone in the second round. A.D. Mitchell, J.J. McCarthy, Peyton Wilson, T.J. Tampa, Keon Coleman, Zach Frazier, Bo Nix, Adisa Isaac, Michael Penix, Chop Robinson, Kamari Laster, Darius Robinson, Sua Matea, J.T. Sanders, Jermaine Burton, and Xavier Worthy. So no, he is not gone.
All right, Xavier. Brendan Rice is still there too.
Yeah, I think he'll probably still be there at 72 if we wanted to look in another area. So guys in this area that I think would make sense for the Jets, not just guys that I like. You talk about the interior of the line. We'll have our pick of the litter. A guy like Cooper Beebe or oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Help me, Bean, the kid from UConn. Haynes, exactly, Christian Haynes. You can talk about the defensive tackles. You want a big nasty guy. You want Chris Jenkins Jr. Do you want Tavondre Sweat? Those guys would make sense. You can talk about wide receivers. Obviously, we know that Leggett's on the board, and guys like Roman Wilson and guys like Ricky Pearsall. These guys all kind of make sense in this. I agree with you, WM. I don't think you can go O-line here at this pick again. I don't think you're going to use both of these.
I think you could, though, but I get it. I would love a Cooper Beebe or a
Christian Haynes.
Haynes. Zinter's a little bit later, but I don't hate him. The interior, you can wait a minute, till the third. I think wide receiver, but okay, give me some players. All right, we didn't trade up yet. So let's try to get this moving. Let's see if they'll take our fifth.
It looks, I got to offer. Let's see if they'll do this, or let's see if they'll do this. Offer trade.
While you're doing that, Lucas brings up a great point. Let's get rid of Rodgers. He's holding Zach back. I could not agree more. This is getting old with this Rodgers bullshit. Let's just let Zach fly, baby.
Yeah, they're not into it. The Eagles are not into trading here. They've refused us twice here. So here's what we're going to do. What's the value on 50, Bean?
The value on 50, that's 400.
And 77 and 114 is what, 3?
77, 205, and 114 is 66. So we're talking about 271.
Yeah, still, we're going to resume the draft, guys. We're not in that range. Yeah. We're going to resume the draft.
Well, let's throw in some next year's picks.
Let's try 54. And let's try 77, 114. And that fourth that we got 2 fourths. Let's see if we can give one of these. It has a 41% chance.
They're taking it.
Let's see. Offer the trade.
No, we're going to force this one. I'm sick of it.
Okay.
Just fucking force the trade.
We're on the clock, guys. We're on the clock.
We did it. What a sweet deal. Okay. So here we are, guys.
And here's the wide receivers that we're working with. We got Pearsall. You got McMillan. You got Tez Walker, Xavier Leggett, Jamari Thrash, Brandon Rice, Malachi Corley. All these guys are well within the range here. If you want to look at some of the other positions, defensive interior, Tavondre Sweat, they dropped way down. Chris Jenkins, I think, is a good fit. Braden Fiske, a Senior Bowl riser. He's a smaller guy. He's going to be a 3-tech. He's not a guy you want to line up next to Quinnen Williams. But if you put him in that Solly Thomas role where he's playing, in certain formations for Quinnen Williams, then he would be a good, get. Michael Hall, the same thing. If you want to look at other positions, interior offensive line, Christian Haynes, Christian Mahogany, Cooper Beebe, they're all still there. So I would probably say you have to start it at least with Haynes. You have to start at least with T'Vondre Sweat and whatever wide receiver you want to put on there.
All right. So, okay. We're going to go with Christian Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I would say Ricky Pearsall.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell Pearsall? Pearsall.
Pearsall.
Pearsall. Okay.
Pearsall. I would say T'Vondre Sweat. We lost out on Roman Wilson. That would have been a great target. And then if you want to add a fourth one, you can double up at one of the positions. Being you want to double up at wide receiver, you can put Xavier Leggett in there.
You want to put defensive linemen up here in the second?
It is an absolute need, man. And there's no denying. There's 88% of the snaps next to Quinnen Williams are not on this roster right now.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna take Sweat off there. I think this is wide receiver, offensive linemanville.
That's fine.
That's what or punter, of course. So
Leggett.
Okay, Xavier.
You could double up a tackle if you want. I mean, Patrick Paul's still here. Dominic Pooney, who has flexibility all over the line, interior and exterior. Interior linemen are, like I said, Haynes or Mahogany make the most sense. Van Pran, I'm not a huge fan of personally, and I think this is probably a little too rich for him. I don't think he's a second round guy.
All right, all right, yeah, Mahogany. All right, Mahogany. Okay. All right. Whoops. All right, here we go, guys. The what pick is this? 59?
54.
All right. Guys, the poll is up. We got 2 linemen and 2 wide receivers. Let's see what we can pull together. I know Dom's not alone with the interior defensive line. I've said this a million times. I am a believer that we're looking for a run stuffer. That's what we're looking for next to Quinnen Williams. I'm a firm believer you can get those guys every which way in the fourth back. So, and I think we're going to re-sign Solomon Thomas and Jefferson and those guys. So that is what it is. It's hypothetical, of course, but I'd hate to trade up into the second for a run stuffer.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, T'Vondre Sweat is awesome. I mean, he's good, but he's a guy, especially in the heavy rotation that we work with, he's a guy that's not going to see a lot of time in the field. You're talking 30 to 35% of the snaps, probably.
Jets Chaos in the house saying GreenBean wants a fat guy in the 5th. You know it. Now, if we're looking for like a penetrator, you go toward the top of the draft. We have our penetrators. We need a guy to eat space, in my opinion. I mean, that's what I believe. Our run game, our run defense is somewhat of a weakness. And I'd like to see some balance, and I'd like to see a nice big 320 plus. That's what I want to see. 320, fat and jiggly.
Well, how's 6'2", 365? Because that's T'Vondre Sweat. That's
delicious, Sweat, but I hear you, man. But again, there's that guy, that same guy, maybe not as athletic or what have you, but he's sitting there in the 5th. I know it. He's sitting there. I didn't put the timer on, so we'll just kind of
another 20 seconds. Another 20 seconds. So I see Mr. Green Jeans in the chat, and I want to shout him out because he is not only super knowledgeable, guys, but one of the most loyal guys that I've crossed paths with in this YouTube venture as I put out content. Man, he is always, watching my videos personally. He's always commenting and so on and so forth, and everything he says he and I are like kindred souls, man. We share a thought process for these prospects and how they fit the Jets. So, shout out to you, Mr. Green Jeans. And he's talking about Chris Jenkins Jr. He's hoping he's there in the third. Yeah, that's a nice big body too.
Yep, I love him. I love him. I mean, it really. I mean, but there are things. It's like this. Like, do we once again get sucked into the shiny things? Like, we need, dude. What's our weakness? We've established this.
The offensive line. The offensive line is the weakness.
And right behind it, what's our next weakness, everybody?
Probably a weapon on offense.
That's right. So let's not get all jammed up and twisted like pretzels. We know what we're here to do. It's like walking into Costco. I'm here for Rayo's. I'm here for, I got to get a huge bag of fucking whatever, rice, and I got to get out of here. And then you look in your cart and you have toys and socks.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Let me ask you this before you switch it, Bean. Before you switch you can kill the poll.
All right, the poll.
So we had a conversation today. I was off today, so I went to BJ's and did the shopping and whatnot.
Yep.
And I come home with a big value pack 72 count box of Eggos. And my wife's like, Dom, what the fuck are you doing? I said, well, everyone loves Eggos. My kids eat them on the weekend, so on and so forth. But I eat them almost every day. And she's like, "Are you fucking 12? I don't think an Eggo. I don't think an Eggo is like stops at an age, does it?"
Here's the thing. She's right. What are you, 12? Right? But here's the thing. I've been really getting into, and I just showed my wife this yesterday. I've been really enjoying. There are Instagram pages that are all about just men being boys, like how simple men, the simple joys of being men. And there's this one, it's called the English grass whistle. And there's just this guy, and he's pulling on this blade of grass, and it goes, and then all these men run over. They don't know each other. It's very real. And they're just doing it, and they're laughing, dude. and it's just so funny. Like, women are like, the fuck is this? And it's like, for us, dude, it's the simplest joys in the world. It doesn't matter that we're not 12 anymore. We are 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this one video I saw. It was a woman filming it. She goes, here I am, just a woman laying in the corn with a bunch of grown men. And there's like this, this corn thing, and it just all like loose corn. And there's like 8 men doing angels, and they are laughing. They're loving it. And she's like, she's miserable. And they're like, and it's like, yeah. And I laughed. And I'd love to lay in the corn. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, get your Eggos, Dom, like little bagel bites and shit like that. It's easy, good for you, man. Stay young, man. Stay young.
Who won the poll?
All right. So Christian Haynes is the guy we traded up into the second for, everybody. Hey, by the way, don't forget to smash the like button for us. I don't think we said that. The old milk thumbs, it's greatly appreciated. I don't know how many are there. Let me refresh and see. On my screen, it says 11. We have 80. So there's 122 of you that have not hit that like button. If you could, that would be appreciated. Don't forget, GreenBean just released this morning his 150th episode of GreenBean's Jets Pod. Right. So I would love a ceremonial subscribe if you could be so kind. That would be wonderful. I just hit that subscribe button. One of the easiest things in the world to do. Yeah. And it means so much. So Christian Haynes, let's go ahead and get into our third round pick, Tom. Let's see.
Yeah, I paused it just to see who went after Christian Haynes was. And real close behind was Chris Jenkins, Ricky Pearsall, Jalen McMillan. So some of the names that were bantered about are gone. We're here at 65. I'm just going to let it go, and we're going to go to 72 and see what's on the board. Tez Walker, gone. Johnny Wilson, gone. Xavier Leggett, one pick before us, gone. And there is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you pass on that weapon. Now, there are some guys that are still here.
Jamari Thrash, Brendan Rice, they're there. I'm telling you, I like Brendan. I watched more Brendan Rice this week, dude. I don't know what the deal. Why don't you like him?
Listen, it's not that I don't like him. I don't like. I have a tendency that the wide receivers that are the apple of my eye are the guys who can force separation. That's just not in Brendan Rice's game. Yes, he's thorough with his routes, and he's big wingspan, strong. He doesn't have he's not the traditional X that you think of, like say AJ Brown or DK Metcalf, though, that type of dominant alpha X. But he's also not a guy who's going to break his routes off in and out and create separation on his own. I think he's a strong receiver. I think he's got good hands, but he kind of is just a little bit less than some of these other guys. Like, for instance, I'll tell you right now, I'm not telling this is what you should put in the poll or what the chat should do. I like Jamari Thrash better than Rice. I like Jacob Cowan better than Rice. I like Javon Baker better than Rice. I like Malik Washington better than Rice. Malik Washington has moved up my board.
I love my guy.
He has moved up my board. So,
right,
wide receiver is probably where we got to look. That's
what I would go ahead and look at your defensive tackles real quick. Let's just see who's still there.
Okay, we can do that. And a lot of them are still there. They're all still there, as a matter of
Sweat
fact.
too. Remember, you wanted to take Sweat with our second. Remember that?
Sweat, Dwayne Carter. Those are two guys I'd put right in the poll. I think they're worthy of this pick. And then I'd take two receivers and go from there, man. So Rusty's saying no way Sweat is still available.
I agree.
Yeah. Listen.
I think he's going.
He could. I'll say this. If he slipped to the third round, I wouldn't be too surprised. The guy refused to weigh in at the Senior Bowl. He refused. He just flat out refused. He was the first player to do that, to just say, no, I'm not weighing in. So you know that he was pushing weight. Now, at the Combine, I'm sure he's not going to be able to get away with that. Maybe he comes back in a little bit more shape. But if he slipped to the third round, I wouldn't be crazy. Again, there's a lot of teams that are going to see him as really a part-time player. A very good one at that. He's not a guy that's going to log 50, 60, 70% of the snaps, though.
All right, you want to put Sweat up there for so we got Jamari Thrash, Brendan Rice, Malik Washington. All right, who was your other receiver that you? All right, T'Vondre Sweat.
Yeah, I would probably say, I'd probably put Sweat in there. I think you have to really consider him at this point.
All right, here we go, guys. What the hell is going on? Why? It doesn't. Wow.
What happened?
I wanted to. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. I wanted to throw in a little something, and it was telling me I can't, but I did it anyway. Okay. Okay, there it is. The poll is up. Let me start the 90-second timer. Right.
And this is a funny one too, guys, because normally we have another pick right around the corner in 114. We don't have that. Our next pick's not till 187. Keep that in mind.
Right. Got a long time. Wait, we traded both our fourths?
No, we traded a third and a fourth.
So our next fourth should be 114 or
we traded 77 and 114 to move up in the second round. We traded a third and a fourth.
So no, we have 112 then. Yeah, we have 112 coming.
This is 112. Oh yeah. 112. I'm sorry.
You scared the shit out of me.
70. You're right. I was thinking we're at. I was thinking we're at 112. I apologize, but I digress. It's still a big gap between 72 and 112.
Yeah. All right, guys, get your votes in. This is crazy. You sons of bitches are going for a defensive tackle when we need weapons for Garrett Wilson to have friends.
I'm telling you, they love the big. The big men always get a kick a notch up or two up the ladder.
I'm losing respect for Rusty Spooner right now. He's in there lobbying. You got to calm down, Rusty Spooner.
And Mr. Green Jean, Javon Baker is still available. He is.
No, how can the big fella want Sweat? You can't. You just can't. In my opinion,
it's dead even. It is dead even, guys.
And it's crazy. I mean, we have Rice right now. It's fluctuating. Get your votes in, man, because this one is
this is super close. This is super close, guys.
We have 28% for Rice currently, 26 for Washington, 26 for Sweat, only 58 votes.
Now it's 28-28.
Oh, it's getting nuts.
Get your votes in.
Hurry up, guys. A few more seconds. Go ahead. Hurry up. You got 10 seconds.
Oh, it's pulling away. Now they're pulling
Oh,
away.
look at this. Here they go. Holy macaroni. Come on, Washington. Come on, little buddy. I like Brendan Rice, but I'm telling you, if they threw caution to the wind and grabbed Malik Washington, I would cheer it.
Yeah.
Cheer it.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. Okay, it's over. I'm going to end it right now. And there it is.
It was
Brendan
close.
Rice.
It was close. That's the guy I did not expect to win.
You know what? I didn't either. Honestly, I thought Thrash or Washington. I was really surprised at Sweat.
I thought Sweat was going to win it the whole way. I voted for Sweat. Not going to lie.
You're the worst.
Brendan Rice, you are a New York Jet.
There you go. Good. We got a wide receiver, everybody. Now, we don't look. I hear you, Harlan, and I'm listening. I hear it. We need a defensive tackle. We don't need in the first 3 rounds. We don't need a defensive. In my opinion, we need to focus. Damn it. We've had one issue for the past 3 years. The entirety of Salah's regime has been offense. The offense is abysmal, so bad, in fact, that it has removed the potency of one of the best defenses we've ever had. And it's like we can't get past 7 wins. And here we are. We want to use a 3rd-round pick on a fucking tackle. I can't deal. I can't deal.
We just lost another tackle right before us to the Giants, Leonard Taylor. All right, so here's at 112. And B, we're not going to do any more trades, right? So I can change the speed to fast?
Go ahead. Change the speed.
Okay, so that's it. And here we are, guys.
I don't think, Hennessy, we think we're getting Jerry Rice. We think we're getting a very solid and developable number 2 behind Garrett Wilson. That's what we're looking for. You're looking for consistency. You're looking for when Garrett Wilson's pulling, when they're bracketing Garrett Wilson and they're sending the safety to his side, that you want somebody that can exploit that. You want somebody that can go over the middle and has sure hands. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about a 1st-round wide receiver, you're looking for, dynamic and all. Although, would I take Washington or Thrash over Rice? I might, even though I like Brendan Rice. But still, I think this is a very, very solid pick. I would not be unhappy with this. I think some people might think we're getting Jerry Rice, but I certainly don't.
Yeah. So here in the 4th round, again, we're not going to pick again until the 6th round, but interesting name still here. All right. And we'll talk about positions of need for the Jets. Cade Stover, really good tight end. Another Ohio State guy. It's a position. I don't know how high up the ladder it is as a need. But he's definitely a good player. Aldrich Estime, we do need a running back. We definitely do. This guy's a bulldozer. He's definitely the thunder that could be to Breece Hall's lightning. Javon Baker, another wide receiver who's excellent. If you want to double up, this is the guy you target. Cole Bishop, great versatile safety, can play.
So do this. Get me my guys. I'm going to give you, just tell me the 4 guys to throw in here. So just so we know, we drafted a tackle, we drafted an interior offensive lineman, we drafted a wide receiver. So here we are. Want to point out Modine, who when he agrees with me, I like to point out that he really knows his stuff. So he says Rice will make every jump ball touchdown catch in the end zone. That's exactly right.
Okay, so here are the 4 guys I'm going to give you, Bean. Ready?
All right, I'm ready.
McKinley Jackson. There's your big run stuff and defensive
right tackle. And that's Rusty's guy.
And he's a good player. I'm going to give you Javon Baker, who's a receiver that can pay dividends right off the bat. Yes, I know we took Brendan Rice. They're a little bit different. Rice would be your traditional X. Javon Baker can do a lot more from the slot, but also get off the line and press. He's big enough to handle that. So Javon Baker.
Yeah, Tyke Smith maybe.
Tyke Smith is going to be probably a slot corner. I know he played safety in Georgia.
Okay.
I think he's going to be more of a slot corner. He's good, but probably I'd shy away from him. I don't know.
I like him with the ball in front of him, though, Dom. Anyway, that's just a thought.
I would lean Christian Jones because I think this is great value. I know it's another offensive lineman, but this is great value for him. And then I'd probably go to the safety room or the running back room. I'll leave that to you. You want to go safety?
Go ahead and do the running back. Go ahead.
We're going to do the running back. Okay. So you want a bigger guy to to counteract what.
I'm looking for a little blood. So we got Brees who does both. And then we got Izzy who's speed.
Then you're gonna go Braylon Allen, who is very similar in build and running style to AJ Dillon in Green Bay.
Aren't you guys in the mood to see your running back make people bleed? I like that. Look, as while I never root for injury, it's really nice to see Brees lower his shoulder and knock two dudes out in the same fucking play. Nothing makes me happier, man. Yeah. I'm old school.
Yeah.
$43,000. I love that he appealed that and won. Like, God forbid a running back lowers his head. $43,000, Dom? Get out of here.
So you got Braylon Allen in there as the fourth?
Yep. All right. So the poll is up, everybody. This is a nice little variety. Yeah. The timer has begun. You got 90 seconds. While we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the big fella here. Thank you, the big fella. Good to see you. He says the offense was bad because of Zach Wilson. Every other quarterback was able to move the ball. Should have kept LaFleur. Hey, just so we know, so we remember, both Dom and myself, while that whole season was happening, we looked at the All-22. We talked to the beanbaggers. I made videos about it. That LaFleur, the game plan, at least the play design itself. Maybe the full game plan lacked a little bit, but the play design, LaFleur had guys open every single play, sometimes 2 and 3 wide open guys. Zach could not find them, which is why Garrett Wilson was showing so much frustration visibly and all that. So I definitely subscribe to this. Now, LaFleur's issue was that he was not likable. So a lot of the play, they didn't really jive with him, and he certainly wasn't a developer. He didn't know how to develop players. He wasn't doing any of that. But I think what we should have done was kept him and brought in some other staff to help him, not a Calabrese. Who is Rob Calabrese, right?
Who is gone as of today. He's joining the Rams to be their pass game coordinator. I just read it earlier.
They're sucking it all. Good for him. We develop them and then they take them. So the timer's up. Let's see what we got here. Oh, McKinley Jackson, everybody. We got a defensive tackle in the fourth. Now this is a little bit better. This is palatable for me. I don't love it, but it's palatable.
Yeah, this is a good landing spot. In this area, if you're looking for a guy that can play and play well and play reps, McKinley Jackson's that kind of guy. So I'm not upset with the pick. Oh, I thought this was going to go faster, but it looks like it's not going to.
Yeah. So Rusty gets his boy. Look at that.
Yeah. I would have been happy with any of those four. I'm going to be honest with you. Even though Braylon Allen wasn't my highest ranked running back on the board, still there. I think if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a little size, a little power, a little in between the tackles, a little guy who's more of a physical runner, I think that's Braylon Allen. Estime fits that bill as well, but he's not nearly, as carries as much girth or weight in the ass as Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's pushing 240.
Yeah. Now, Lucas is talking about, we don't have Rodgers if we don't have Hackett. I don't know if that's true entirely, but it certainly didn't hurt in bringing him here.
I beg to differ on that. I think, of all the people that they say, that the Jets brought in because of Aaron Rodgers, I think the first and foremost one, they went and got Nathaniel Hackett knowing that he was going to be the linchpin to lure Rodgers in.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's I'm right there. I agree. And I think that's why, I'm deconstructing it, but I agree. I think that's why he was brought in. Like, that was clearly the plan when they went out and got him. So yeah, I guess we lost Calabrese. Look at that.
Yep. So here we are at 187, guys, round 6. The safety room looks thin here. This is a guy right here from Oregon State, Kitano Ladapo, who he's a strong safety, guys. He's physical. He runs downhill. He's a really good player. We don't have to go for him now, even though 6th round is probably a comfortable spot. He's a guy I look at. He's the safety here that I would look at, Bean. But you want to look
I'm sorry. What was his name? Sorry.
Oladapo. Kitan Oladapo.
Right. Oladapo.
Yeah, you can go ahead and plug away if we're going to lose Bryce. If we're going to lose Bryce Hall or Brees Hall. No, I mean Bryce Huff. Excuse me, I get the three of them confused. Brennan Jackson's a guy that could fill his shoes. He's definitely not as bendy as him, but I don't know if you're going to find anybody that is. The running back room, we talked about it earlier. There's still some names here. Isaiah Davis, another big guy who showed up well at the Senior Bowl.
You know what? Modine has a good question. Is Mustafa the safety? Is he still around?
Yeah, no, he's gone. He's gone. Yeah, he's probably gone around the fourth time, but he's another guy that I absolutely love. Another strong safety. He's a Jordan Whitehead clone. Smaller stature, big hitter. You know, he's a much more sure tackler than Whitehead ever was for the Jets. He's a guy I would love to be in green. So yeah, the pickings are getting slim, guys. To be honest with you, I mean, there's just not, at this point, a lot of the talent is gone.
Let's look at some running backs.
Here are the running backs. I think Isaiah Davis is the guy I would target. Rasheen Ali would be a phenomenal pick. However, he tore his biceps at the Senior Bowl, so he's gone for 6 months.
All right, let's put Carson Steele up there.
Carson Steele. We could take him with Mr. Irrelevant, man.
That's just the sim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to play the sim game.
Johnny Dixon, cornerback.
Does Carson Steele have an E at the end of his name?
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
All right. What else? So we got 2 backs and a safety.
And I think we should put Johnny Dixon. I think cornerback is going to be a need. I've said that to you 1,000 times, Bean. And this would be great value for a guy. He's got inside-outside versatility, a depth piece for now, but probably a guy that can step in and take, any reps for that Bryce Hall leaves or Brandon Echols leaves if he's not re-upped after next season.
All right. Again, I'm not concerned, but I hear you. So we're in the 5th round. This is where look, right here is where I start looking at my fatties, right? I start looking at developmental interior offensive linemen. I start looking at developmental defensive tackles. I might even lean into the linebacker range, but I'm looking more for safety. And this is where once you start getting into the latter rounds, you start thinking strong safeties, right? Guys that are more tacklers than the guys that are going to be, single high, ball hawks. You know what I mean? Not that you can't find them, but I think more it's safe. It's a safer bet if you're looking for a bruiser, limited, slightly athletically, just going to go up and you put him closer to the line. He's going to lay the wood and short tackler. This is where you start to find those guys, in my opinion, and historically. So
somebody's asking me about the quarterback board. Here's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with Tunga Tagovailoa's younger brother, who's about 5'9".
Sam Hartman's still floating around. A lot of guys.
Carter Bradley, who's the son of Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator for Indianapolis.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Now, Keaton Slovis is an interesting one, Bean, because
I hate him.
I think he's terrible.
Keep talking about him.
I think he's terrible, but the Jets are into him, man. Jets are into him.
They're not into him. That's smoke. I don't love this. We actually, what was it? The last week or the week before we took Slovis?
Yeah, the last pick, he was Mr. Irrelevant a couple weeks ago. But listen, he could be a guy. I don't have a draftable grade on him, but he could be a guy that you talk to now, get a feel for him, and say, okay, when the undrafted free agents start, he's one of the calls you make.
All right. So the poll is over, Dom. We took our safety, Keaton Oladapo.
And he's got the ability to come in and start. And I mean that wholeheartedly. He's a player. So I think that's a great pick.
Hey, Tim Starr wants to say, hey, Dom.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? What did the Jets think about Bradley and I?
First off, I don't even know if he's under contract anymore.
He's a free agent this year.
Yeah, I don't think they thought anything of him. I mean, he couldn't even sniff the field. Now, we were 3 deep on each one of the edges, and Bradley and I's he's got that bend that you'd like in an edge, but he doesn't do a whole hell of a lot else good. So,
all right, James Sanzone, thank you for the public service announcement. Don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe. GreenBean hit 150 episodes of GreenBean Jets Pod this week. I released it this morning. You might want to take a listen. We deconstruct all sorts of weird shit, from Jamal Adams to Tannenbaum's trades to Pauline, and whether or not you should buy into the article using some of his previously nailed stances. So we'll see about that. But hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget to support our buddy. Oh, I forgot. We're going to do you know what, Dom? I'll set up the contest next week. We'll start it from the beginning.
It's okay, dude. Don't worry.
No. But I want to. I just forgot.
Okay. Hey, we're in the 7th round, Bean. I'm going to make a suggestion to you. Let's go with 3 selections in the polls. We'll make them short and sweet.
3 selections in the polls. All right, wait. So we have how many 7ths?
We have 4 7ths.
4 7ths. Jiminy Cricket. All right. So, okay, let's get to it, Dom.
So somebody mentioned the linebackers before. Let's look at the linebackers. And Trevin Wallace, a Rusty Spooner favorite, is there. He's your off-ball linebacker. He's a guy that can, that kind of moves freely. Like I said, he's very, very athletic.
This is the one Rusty was talking about earlier. Okay, Trevin underrated Wallace. LB. Okay,
probably going to go a lot higher than this, but nonetheless, he's here now. Nathaniel Watson is another guy I think we should put on the board. He's a true Mike. He's your old school, big, burly, early down thumper. He's not going to run with guys very well in man-to-man coverage, but he can find a zone. He's got, quick hands. He led the SEC. I think he was linebacker or defensive player of the year this year. Linebacker of the year for the past 2 years. He's 100+ tackler in the league, for years to come. So he's an interesting guy. So I'd put those 2, and then I'd put whatever running back you want. Whatever running back you want to put
running back. Well, let's go back to the offensive line as well.
Okay.
Let's just let's see who's there and throw up. We're in the 7th round. These are developmental guys.
Yeah.
But you never know. Ooh, look at that.
There's a couple good centers.
Yeah.
Layden Robinson's a really good guard too. I don't know about Hansen. I know a lot of people in Mobile are talking
Kingsley.
About him. Agakwan. Yeah. Yep. He's developmental, man. He's going to take some time, but he's got the chops to hang at center. Andrew Rame, the same thing. He's probably a little light in the ass for your liking, Being. I think he's only about 290. But he can move. He fits the mold. He reminds me very much body wise of Connor McGovern, our old center.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, what do you think? I'm going to throw Agakwan up there. I think that's
fine. That's fine.
All right. Now get me a running back. We didn't pull one in, right?
Did you?
No, we didn't get. Oh, Isaiah Davis is still there.
Isaiah Davis is still there. He's the guy.
Okay. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. We got a nice. Oh, I got 4. That's all right. It is what it is.
Yeah, Rusty. This is where I'm going to disagree with you. Trevor Wallace is not like Mosley, not in the least. CJ Mosley, at least, not even close. He's very athletic. I think he moves very well. But he does not hit he does not play like Mosley. That's just my opinion. And you're entitled to yours.
To start the timer. Let me start the timer. Get a few extra seconds there. I want to vote on this one, so I'm going to cheat and I'm going to change my channel on my phone. I'm going to pick. Let's do Full-Time Coaster Tour. Yeah, that's what I'll do. All right, Full-Time Coaster Tour. I'll tell you who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Agakwan. Let's see here. I'm also going to like my video because I'm good to myself. Oh, geez, Louise. Oh, my gosh. All right. Let me turn the thing off here. I'm going to vote for that guy. Okay. And then I'm going to like the stream, Dom, because, again.
Yeah, I didn't like the stream either from my phone. I should do that, too. Boom.
What's wrong with you?
Boom.
There you go. Now we just
only 104 likes, guys. And there's 188 of us watching.
2 of them are me. So come on.
All right, you want to kill the clock here?
No, I got 18 seconds.
Oh, okay.
17, 16. So get your votes in. We only have 45 votes. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah. So, and it's funny too because in a very Jetsy thing. They get the 3 comp picks this year. They're all late 7th round picks in a draft that is less. Has almost 60 less juniors committed to the draft this year. So it thins out a lot quicker than.
Oh, look at that. We have a tie, Dom.
Get out of here.
All right, so we'll do a quick 30-second poll, Agakwan and Isaiah Davis, okay?
Wow, I voted for neither of them.
All right. All right. All right, guys.
Wow.
At least we have offense on the mind. So the poll's up there. I'm doing 30 seconds. Get your votes in. Hurry up. This will be the tiebreaker. Running back and
Center.
You
A
say,
center.
yeah, interior. Right. I like it. All right, guys. The timer's clicking. They know 30-second polls are good as long as the dancer is fast. That's a very good point. Very good point. All right, guys, we are almost done. Get your answers in. Get your votes in. 55 votes are in. Very well done. Okay.
Yeah. And it looks like you can kill it because it's not going to catch up. It's 2-1.
Yep. We got 3, 2, 1. It's over. Okay. Here we go.
Kingsley Algonquin.
I love it. That's what I'm. Andre X. Thank you. I'm a firm supporter. If I ever meet Woody Johnson, I'm going to give him my card, and it says executive director on it. I'm going to say, look, I'm a crazy maniac fan for the last 41 years, but I'm also no slouch. I run businesses. So make me the GM. If there's any issue, I'm fine. Joe Douglas succeeds. I'm all about it. But stop it already. Just bring me in. Just bring me in. Let me pick my team. And all I ask is that I get final say. That's it. 3 years. Give me 3 years.
We'll have a team. We'll have a team full of tight ends and 340-pound defensive tackles.
Let me tell you what we would have. You're right, but we would have a team that by the end of every game, every NFL team would be like, "Holy shit! What did we just endure?" We got the crap beat out of us. It was 14-6, and we got dismantled. We lost 9 players, and not because of the turf.
Yes. Mr. Green Jean says, I can be your director of player personnel.
Damn straight. Dom's coming. Everybody but Jeremy's coming.
Oh, speaking of Jeremy.
He's going to make our pizza. What's up?
Speaking of Jeremy, I see a guy here, which I didn't think he would still be here. I must have passed over him before. Eddie Olafosio, a linebacker from Washington. Jeremy fell in love with him in Mobile, man. He was watching him. He's like, man, This guy can move. This guy can fly all over the place. We actually got to interview him. He was, he was great. Great guy. I think this is a guy we should, if we're going to talk about linebackers now, we definitely got to put Eddie Olafosio on there. Nathaniel Watson is still here. I put him on there, Bean.
How do you spell that guy's last name? Edifon.
It's Eddie, Eddy, and then it's Ulofosio. If Jeremy's still here, Jeremy will give you the lowdown of his scouting report of Eddie Olafosio down in Mobile. He fell in love with him.
All right, what else we got? We got to throw another. We lost the running back, so let's throw the running back on there. Who do we have?
Well, running backs look like they're running a little thin here, Bean. Your best bet, honestly, Blake Watson went back to school. I don't know who Isaiah Johnson is. I can't say anything about him. I didn't watch any North
We're doing
Texas.
Carson Steele. We'll throw Carson Steele.
Jawar Jordan is good, but he's probably going to be more of a slot wide receiver at the next level. So
you want to bet Carson Steele goes before the 4th round in real life?
I'll bet you a Snapple. How's that?
No, I can't really bet, but hypothetical Snapple.
Yeah, hypothetical Snapple. You want to throw Carter Bradley on here for a quarterback? Everyone's pining for a developmental guy.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. So you got the 2 linebackers, you got the running back, and you got Carter Bradley.
And that's it. It's up. I got the 1 line. I just did 1. I did 3.
Okay.
So the poll is up, everybody. Come on, man. All right. The poll is up. Jeremy, a big fella, says Jeremy fell in love with Ulbricht. That's the total truth, man. And if you listen to Gator McCluskey, Ulbricht fell in love with Jeremy too. Why not? The love affair. Wonderful.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was the perfect person that said the perfect thing at the perfect time to Ulbrich. No one else in their right mind would have said, "We love you."
We love you. We love you.
Yeah.
Can I hug you? That's what it was. All right. So we are 2, 3, 2, 1, and it is over. So look, we got the Jeremy's boy, Dom.
Eddie Olafosio, again, a developmental kid, but he can offer something on specials right away. Definitely going to be a good off-ball linebacker.
All right.
I hope he's here to enjoy that. That one was for you, Jeremy.
Nick Shine says the fast food servers around Mobile saw way too much of Jeremy. Restraining orders were issued.
He did do one of his food reviews.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, we were driving home from somewhere, and all of a sudden he's like, "Look, opposite side of the highway." He's like, "What a burger!" He's like, "You got to turn around." So we figured it out, turned around.
Got to do it.
Home. Yeah.
Good for Jeremy. Good.
Yeah.
He knows this. He got priorities. All right. Last pick, everybody. Is this Mr. Irrelevant?
No, we got two more, but you might as well just take whatever the top two are, and we'll call them here.
Okay.
So, Nathaniel Watson's still here. Somebody had some love for Kenny Logan, the safety, in the chat. Again, not probably a draftable guy. Not my favorite, but definitely worth the selection here.
All
you
right.
still got you still got Carter Bradley on the board.
Is Carson Steele still there? Carter Bradley.
Ooh, there's Delmar Glaze, your man.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna throw. All right. So quarterback. So I got Nathaniel Watson, Carson Steele. Is Carson Steele still there? I want to make sure.
No,
Before
I
I throw
think
him
he
up there.
is.
I got Carter Bradley, quarterback. So Carson Steele's a running back.
He is. Carson Steele is still there.
All right. And Glaze, is that with a Z or an S?
S. No, Delmar Glaze is with a Z. Yeah.
Interesting.
Tackle guard, flexibility. Can play both right and left. I mean, he legitimately can play 4 spots on the line. Bigger guy.
All right, awesome. So, guys, we're starting the poll right now. The top 2 are going to be our last 2 picks.
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree. It is fair. This is fairness.
All right, so I don't care who we take as long as it's not Carson Steele. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Matthias says this is mock madness. Everyone is doing this, but don't forget, Matt. Number 1, we were first. All right, not that we were the first mock draft. We were the first real mock draft live stream. There was no one doing it when we did it. In addition to that, we're also still the only one that lets you pick it.
Yeah.
Everybody else just does it in front of you.
Yeah. So Dom C made a big boo-boo, and PFF made an even bigger one because it's still got Gabe Hall on the board here
I saw that
at 292. He's probably a 3rd round pick. So he's not in this one.
He's like 290 though.
Yeah, but
who would want such a small fucking guy?
He is fast.
Little tiny fella. 290. Remember when 290 was massive? I remember an offensive lineman like 255, 260 was big.
Yeah, 275. You're like, whoa.
So
now they're 375.
Right. Our first 300-pound offensive lineman, I believe, was Dwayne White. All right, timer is up. Let's see what we got here. So this is what we got. The top 2 are going to be our last 2 picks. So number 1 is Carson Steele. Look at that. We get a running back.
I'm kidding. I'm busting.
You got to watch him.
I'm busting chops.
Got to watch him. And then Delmar Glaze, offensive tackle. Good on you, chat. Good on you. I like it. Let's get this one right. So we got a running back and a tackle at the end there. I love it. Now we're going to get our letter grades, everybody. Infrared wants Jumbo Elliott back. I love it.
So while you're getting the letter grades together, Bean, I'll go through the draft again. With the original trade down. At 13, we took offensive tackle, J.C. Latham, right tackle, pop him in there and forget about him. We also then drafted his new counterpart at right guard, Christian Haynes. And let me tell you, that's a powerful right side of the line right there. With
I
Tippmann
love
in the
it.
middle, Tippmann in the middle, Haynes and Latham. You're going to see a lot of runs to the right side. Brendan Rice gives you a good complement to Garrett Wilson. Has some flexibility, can play the boundary if you need to. You got your big nasty in the middle and the defense in McKinley Jackson. Strong safety with some definitely sky high potential in Katan Oladapo. I love the player. Kingsley Agakwan, we got a developmental center here. Eddie Olafosio, linebacker depth. A guy that's going to affect the game on special teams and probably step into a role sooner rather than later. Carson Steele, whether or not you like him or not, he's part of this very thin running back crew that the Jets have. And Delmar Glaze came out of nowhere. Another guy, just throw him on the line here. We can kiss Max Mitchell goodbye.
There he is. So PFF gives us a B-, but Gitmo Bob gives us a D. Sorry, Bob. That's it's disappointing. Last week we had Bob was excited last week. We had a good draft for him. Kareem says F-, not going to cut it.
As always.
Evan says would have been an A+ if we took JPJ, but I'll give it a B-. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Curly Norman.
What's up?
Oh, Curly Norman. I can do that too. Curly Norman says would have liked the wide receiver round 2, but a solid B. I would have liked the wide receiver round 2 also. I voted for Pearsall.
Yeah. I think we did okay though. I mean, that offensive line. I mean, look, if you have a stout offensive line, everything glows, you know? So we did get a safety though, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we did. We did, Matt West. We got a safety.
Yep.
Bradigan gives it a B-ish. I get it. Matt West says a C, but we did get your safety. One Jets pod, B-, not bad. Hank says B+. Don Meach with a B. Mark from Asbury Park gives it a B-. Modine comes in with a C. Jacob McIntosh with a B. Joe the Jet G with a C. NYJ today with his B. Phenom with a B. Aaron Daniels comes in with a B-. E Boogie gives us a B. Don't think he's ever seen an F grade on a draft before.
Yeah, well, you've never been in here with Kareem then.
That's right, Scott. Every week we get at least one, and it's usually Kareem. Let's see. Gitmo says second round trade had to be for wide receiver. Yeah, I know. Well, hey, I hear you. But if you think somebody's, a leg up, like for example, if you have like a late first round grade on somebody and they're still there in the second, don't forget, we want people that are going to be impactful. So no matter what that position is, if it's wide receiver, interior offense, or, offensive line, if you think you can get somebody, one or two guys that are going to contribute immediately, I say go for it. But I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Tin Star says, if you'd taken JPJ and Leggett, would have been a home run. I hear that. Harlan with a B. Infrared with a B. Jesse Bruton with a C. Rusty Spooner with a B. He did not want a safety. Well, we got one anyway, man. Joshua Hall with a D. The big fella, C+. What's up, Mess? Good to see you with a C.
Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. Latham, Haynes, and Jackson make this team much better. I agree.
He's right. Yeah. You brought some big, strong nastiness with those 3 picks right there.
That's right.
And we talk about the offensive line all the time. We need to. We had 9 picks. 4 of them were offensive linemen, right? We took 2 tackles, a guard, and a center. If that's not replenishing and restocking the line, I don't know what is.
That's right. And up top, we got guys that are coming right in to contribute. And then on the back end, you got guys that you're going to tinker with for a year or two. And don't forget, we got Carter Warren a year ahead of him. Who knows what the deal is with Max Mitchell? We'll see. He's not looking good. But anyway, he's here. And then, obviously we still got the, Tippmann, he's a year in the system. We love him. He looks good. And ABT, hopefully he can stay healthy. So we're building something here, man.
Yeah.
So Matthias says these grades suck. What about this grade? That's a good one. that.
And what's your grade, Bean? What's your grade on this class?
I give it a solid B. I mean, maybe even a B plus.
Yeah. I might lean a little bit lower. I definitely agree with Mr. Green Jeans. I mean, Latham, Haynes, and McKinley Jackson are home run picks. I just happen to not be I like the other receivers better than Rice. And then towards the end, I mean, the pickings get slim, so on and so forth. So I'd probably lean more B minus.
B minus. There you go. I know, and it's like, and then look, if your top 3 or 4 picks are solid, the rest of the draft, obviously it gets more and more difficult. But really, I mean, if you could come out of every draft with your first 2 or 3 picks being, contributors, starters, and/or, solid depth special teams guy, like you're doing great. If you can do that every year, you're doing great.
So are you saying if Carter Warren kind of takes a step up and becomes a serviceable swing tackle, then last year was a success for Joe Douglas? Will McDonald, Tippmann, and then Carter Warren for the first 3 picks to take.
Yeah, and we still don't know what Izzy and Zaire Barnes and Converse are. We don't know what these guys are.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if he comes out of it, let's say he comes out of it with Tippmann, Will McDonald, and Carter Warren being steady, right? Contributors. McDonald has to be something else because we're going to more than likely lose Bryce Huff. And I don't love it. I don't love the plan there. But so he's got to be something. But Tippmann is very solid, arguably has the potential to be an upper echelon starter for the Jets. So I would say it's a successful draft. I mean, we don't know yet. It takes 3 years to really figure it out, but I think so. Let's see here. Got any more infrared for the A? I mean, G plus over here from Ryan, Dom's C plus, D minus from Dakota. He went from why go from a D minus to an F so quickly?
Dakota didn't like it right from the get-go, man.
He didn't like it. Neither did Mid-Flare. Mid-Flare didn't like it before we started picking.
Yeah.
So Hennessy gives it a C. Yeah. All right, man. Well, look, that's about it. I agree, big fella. We shouldn't have got rid of Bam Knight and traded Michael Carter. It just seems so silly to me because Dalvin Cook is here. Last year was a shit show. I mean, I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was the backup quarterback or the lackadaisical approach about, the wide receiver. I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know, it was a messed up offseason and year. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's beyond us now. A wise man once told me, you can't change what already happened. You can't predict what's going to happen. Worry about the right here and right now. That's exactly what we're doing, right? Last year happened. Can't change it. Let's make it right now.
Agreed. So there it is. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. This was a blast as usual. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, guys. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Don't forget to support Project Prospect with Dom C. And Dom is also the Monday night lineup for Dom is heavy. Before he comes on with us, he's over at Talking Jets on YouTube with Ryan doing the draft special. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's the Talking Jets panel on Talking Jets. Wednesday, Tigo and I will be up with the Armchair GM, 8 p.m. on Talking Jets, and then on Talking Jets on Thursday at 3 p.m. Jeremy and Matt give you the reality check. We have a full lineup of awesome content for you guys. I hope you will join us, and I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're learning and enjoying it and having some fun. We make the best out of what we got. Hey, we're making lemonade, aren't we? So, with that all said, Dom, you want to say anything in closing?
Listen, I got a new video coming out. It'll probably be out tomorrow. A new series that I'm doing on my channel. It's called State of the Franchise, and I dig deep into the Washington Commanders with Washington Commanders Insider. Really fun, really insightful. So that's coming out tomorrow, and most importantly, remember, JC Latham is OT3 in this class.
There you go. That's Dom. You heard it here. It's Dom's words.
That's it.
All right. Guys, with that all said, have a fantastic night, and we will see you next time.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Johnny Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback. Hello. Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the dress all back.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner. Dino Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold. The New York Jets